We have our friend Doug Dushan with us. Doug has had an interesting career in the home sound and lighting and technology industry. Years ago, helping build the sound environment and ecosystems. Most recently, I spent 2.5 years in Aspen, Colorado, working in the top-tier luxury market, where any house below $30 million was kind of an ordinary run-of-the-mill house. And so he's back in Omaha and bringing back some of the interesting trends and experiences he learned in Aspen and bringing them to nice houses here in Omaha. And the company that he is co-owner of is called Simplifi. Doug, welcome back to the show and welcome back home to Omaha.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be back. It's been about 5 years since I was here, I think.
Yeah, we had
6
you.
years.
We talked about all the cool technology in houses that people were putting in the last time you were here. And I imagine now that is pretty ancient technology.
It continues to change every year.
Is wireless one of the biggest things, or are people still wiring their houses with speakers and stuff?
It's funny. I think consumers assume that everything is moving away from wires, but at all the trade shows, we are very much a wired world. Wi-Fi, of course, is critical to everything that we do, but wires are still very much a part of what we do. So when we can get a wire to places, it's ideal. But there are increasing wireless options. They're just not what you want to focus on as a core.
Do you get into the realm of like, say, I have Verizon and I have an iPhone, and I live in the city, but the signal is really weak in my house. Do you do those boosters and things like that, or is that more IT guy?
No, we do get into that, but a lot of times it's really the whole process is just kind of talking about lifestyle scenarios and figuring out what the challenges are. A lot of times what I'm doing there is looking at the Wi-Fi in the home and what's the caliber of the Wi-Fi and would we be better relying on Wi-Fi calling rather than trying to boost a signal? Because if you don't have a great signal to begin with, you really can't boost it. You're just kind of bringing that same signal inside the house. So
at Simplifi, and you spell it uniquely, I believe.
Yeah, Simplifi with an I.
With an I, okay, and .com?
Mm-hmm.
Great name.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, simplifyyourhome.com.
Simplifyyourhome.com.
Okay, now that we got the website figured out,
Yeah.
I want to talk to you, Doug, a little bit about some of the experiences you had in Aspen, and then after that, we'll kind of talk about how you're bringing some of that cutting edge luxury market stuff here to Omaha. But Aspen's a pretty special place as far as the elite hanging out in the rarefied air, and not just talking about the elevation. You told me when we talked a couple weeks ago that if you don't have $30 million, you're probably not going to be buying much of a house in Aspen these days.
It was a pretty big eye opener going out there. Yeah, I don't think I've worked in a home less than 20 plus million in my 2.5 years out there. And the caliber and the attention to detail required in homes like that was really profound. So honestly, I feel like I just went to through a master's program in my skill set and in my trade. So,
what's the coolest thing that you saw out there that sticks out? I'm sure there are plenty of cool things, but what's something that people don't see here or most places?
Oh, some of the wilder things, $1 million televisions that kind of come up out of the ground and unfold out by the pool. So not many of those in Omaha.
I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, but now that we've said this, there's going to be some other people that jump on the bandwagon.
Now I just need a pool and that TV.
Now, so here in Omaha, $1 million is a pretty big deal for a house here in Omaha.
It is.
And so how can you take that uber luxury market? Because certainly there's an awful lot of money in this town, and there are a lot of people who want to have definitely the finer things when it comes to in-home technology. How is Simplifi bringing some of that uber luxury market stuff here into a normal or regular market like Omaha?
Regular people like us. I think one of the interesting takeaways that I got to experience in Aspen is there's really no client out there that has just one home, right? These 30, 50, $100 million homes are their fourth or 10th home. I, believe it or not, have a client that literally has 50 homes.
50 homes.
50 homes.
Does he,
One for every week.
Does he
and a couple to grow on.
Right.
does he not know about some of them?
I think he's acutely aware of all of them.
He doesn't rent them out.
No, doesn't want anybody else in his homes.
They get germs.
Right, exactly. But where I was going is the trend that I've seen is with home technology is that clients have had a bad experience or a frustrating experience somewhere with either their audio video integrator or with their technology. And so I see this trend towards kind of simplification and decentralization. I mean, there are still, when you do a needs assessment, maybe there's a need for a more comprehensive control system. But really the trend is, I want a music, streaming music throughout the house. And I want good Wi-Fi, and I want to be able to see, the package on the front door maybe they're using their Apple TV remote to control their remote or their TV just locally. So there's a trend towards that, but at the same time, and especially in nicer homes, in the luxury end of the market, when you're paying attention to the quality of finishes and surfaces, there's a greater consideration to what does this stuff look like? Do I want a black rectangle on the wall, or and everybody's probably familiar with like the art TVs, that have become pretty more commonplace. That's kind of the first indication that our industry was listening to, hey, you find it visually objectionable. Okay, let's see what we can do about that. Because there's so much effort in the luxury market to pay attention to every aesthetic detail, but often our stuff, the speakers, the TVs, these are not attractive items, right? And in their regular state, or what we're accustomed to. So there is a trend to let's make the speakers smaller. Let's make them match the visual footprint of the recessed lighting instead of a big pancake on the ceiling. Let's so that is the other trend. Because
in the 80s and 90s, everybody wanted to show off their big ass speakers.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the opposite now.
So another minute or two with Doug Dushan from Simplifi, which provides in-home technology services, particularly on an upscale environment. And Doug, I wanted to kind of touch on what LED lighting has made possible, because there are so many more options with all of the recent advances in lighting technology.
Honestly, and that's one of the most compelling reasons that, other than wanting to get off the road and be with my family and just missing the market and the partners here in Omaha, is really the opportunity in lighting and the fact that I feel it's really underserved in the Omaha area as far as a consultant to come in and help people when they're remodeling or doing a new project to talk about lighting, because it's LED is brand new technology, really. It's only been, it's been around for just over 20 years, and it is there's a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding. People will maybe say pick a color temperature and assume 3,000 Kelvin, right? Our old incandescent were 2,700 Kelvin, a little bit warmer. People think that, I just have to pick the color temperature and you're good, but there's many quality factors and how that affects. We were talking about all the nice finishes that we're putting into homes, but if we're not illuminating that with good quality lighting, then we've essentially kind of wasted all that time, effort, and money. And then there are other, probably too deep for the time we have in the program, but there are trends such as circadian rhythm lighting that literally will change throughout the day to track with the color temperature of the sun to help regulate human circadian rhythm. It's a mouthful.
Yeah, see, in my house, the lights are either on or off.
Right.
But in some houses, the lights...
I've got a dimmer.
Follow the... see, you're a little step up than some, but some houses actually follow circadian rhythms throughout the day from sunrise to sunset. That's pretty cool.
Right.
So Doug, you guys can do all these amazing things, and you've worked with a lot of professional athletes and celebrities and uber wealthy people. And if someone here in Omaha says, I want to kind of tap into some of that and have some really amazing features in my house here in Omaha, how does it work? They have a consultation with you?
Yeah, I think, that's really what I was excited to get back to, is I really enjoy the consulting process and the working one-on-one with clients. And And it really doesn't have to be an extreme project for Simplifi to be interested and to get engaged.
What's the I guess let's monetize it. What's the small? Is it $5,000 project? Is it $1,000? Is it $20,000? Like what's your starting to make your time and given the size of your growing company? What would you say the entry level is?
That's a great question and a little difficult to answer, but I'll try. I think it's more about the relationship, and sometimes there's a client that is doing a kitchen remodel and needs some advice on lighting layout. I'd say there are some projects that are in the 5,000 range, and some that are well beyond that, but. I haven't looked at it as a specific point of entry from a monetary standpoint. It's really about the relationship and can we be an advisor for life for that family.
Well, the company is called Simplifi. You can find them at simplifyyourhome.com online. Doug Dushan, appreciate you joining us. Glad you're back in Omaha and bringing these cool services to our city.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks, guys.
Doug Dushan, Simplifi.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.